guys happy with tonight's performance? It was in front of your home crowd the last game of the season. Are you happy with tonight's performance?
It was. We had our chances, right? And I think I said this going into the game, it was going to be that type of momentum swing back and forth. There's a lot of similarities between us and Adelaide with our style of play. So, we came out the gates really flat, both ends, and it showed. And, there's a part where you go, okay, is it the 3 games in 6 days? Is it the point of the season where it's just a bit of a grind? We've got some sore bodies. And then what was really good was the boys picked up. And, we got it back to where we made it a 1-point game at the end of the first, and then we got a bit of a run, and they went around. Look, at the end of the game, right, wasn't without its chances, and so we go back and reflect. We messed up on a couple of rotations through no one's real fault. The Cleveland 3 that really gave them that 3-point lead was off Frank's go switch in, which he rolled hard, caused a bit of rotation off the ball, and then Cleveland's wide open, and he shot really well tonight, and 4 or 6 in the end. So, that sort of took the wind out of our sails a little bit, and then we got to the foul line, we got a steal, and challenge reversed, and had another steal and didn't finish, and we could argue what was a foul, what wasn't a foul, but the reality is we had our chances, multiple instances. So pleasing in a sense that we stayed competitive, but it's still a loss.
I guess speaking of chances, tonight was a chance to cement that top 2 spot. If the Breakers do come away with 2 wins, you guys are out of the top 2. I guess is that disappointing to know that you've not been able to cement that, and given now you're going to play the Wildcats in Perth? Yeah, definitely.
Because the top 2 spot also gives you a bit of a buffer and a sense of like a couple of days rest, which is really what we're looking for. So, we'll manage some bodies appropriately, and we'll see how, things fall in other areas. But, we sort of went all in on tonight with that mindset. You have to consider now, you would assume, no disrespect to the other teams, but you would assume the Breakers take care of business. So losing that top 2 spot now is, a quick turnaround from when we play on the 2nd, the MVP ball on the 4th, and then potentially a game, I think, on the 8th or 9th or something along those lines. So, what we do now moving forward to prepare for that game, because that's really important. The good thing is we can't drop any lower than 3rd, which is, credit to the guys for maintaining a consistently good win rate throughout the entire season.
I guess speaking of the MVP, Counter was in contention. He's only been given up for most improved. Is that sort of disappointing to see? I know he didn't play the sort of the latter half of the season, but that he didn't make it into the MVP finalist contention?
I think because I've been around long enough where they've done different systems of how to reward the MVP. It used to be where after each game it was a 3-2-1 vote, similar to the Brownlow, I guess, with opposition, both coaches and officials, and then they changed it to this 10 votes, and you can allocate it to anybody, most of 5, and now obviously with the way they do it now, and I don't think the system's ever going to be perfect, right? And if they come up with a way that everybody's happy with, I'll be surprised. But obviously, naturally, Keanu's probably more disappointed in the fact that he's missing out in this part of the season. You work so hard. Even I think about him coming here from Adelaide, really grinding it out last year where we had a losing record and wins were far and few in between. And now we get a bit of momentum, and he's a big piece of that. To not now potentially play the best part of the season, I think that's more disappointing for him than anything else.
There were career highs for Sam tonight. He was brilliant, so aggressive. Did you say anything before the game that you thought maybe you gave him a little bit of spark or a bit of edge?
No, not at all. And he's always capable of it. And we knew that he was capable of, doing performances like that. We thought the matchup bode well for us, and that's why we wanted to go at him early. We had him bring the ball down a little bit in different instances, and he took that on brilliantly, I thought. So the good thing is we can expect more from him, because that's not just a flash in the pan by Sam. That's what he's capable of doing. So especially with Keanu out, we'll look to rely on that more.
Shannon, end of game layout, that was obviously tough stuff. It's so hard to sort of go full speed and control yourself. You wish you could have that one back maybe?
Yeah, I mean, hindsight, obviously you want to try to figure out a way to finish that layup, but I mean, in my opinion, we shouldn't be in that position anyway. We should have done some things earlier in the game that stopped us from, being down to like a last possession game. So I got to be better out there, especially for my team throughout the whole game. But yeah, obviously you want to get that back, make that layup.
Coach, one thing on Keanu, obviously wearing sunglasses tonight, we've heard his vision, he's struggling, looking up. Do you have any other, anything else following up from that about his sort of situation at the moment? It seems very, very difficult for him.
Yeah, the good thing is he's getting better. So the swelling's gone down. It's just obviously the sensitivity to light. It was cool that he could be here today because the doc just gave him the clear to sort of get out of the house because he's been up in bed. So progressing in the right direction. But once we know more, now that the swelling's gone down, he can start to see some more specialists. It gives us a bit of a better indicator what his timeline's like.
Do you think? Oh, sorry.
Shannon, DJ wrapped up another, I think it's 20 points for the 11th time this season. What's it like sharing the ball with someone like him who's been so consistent throughout this season? How good is that for the team to have that dependable on him? Yeah,
I mean, he's playing great basketball right now, and he has been the whole year. Like Forde said before, like he's bailed us out of a lot of situations where he just comes down and make a big shot for us. So we got to be better of not putting him in situations like that. But I mean, he's been playing great ball all year. I mean, I think he's one of the best players in this league, and he's really showing it.
Cool. Over to you, Chris.
Cats, we talk about how you're still trying to get that monkey off your back and get the win. Friday night would be a hell of a time to do it.
Yeah, and in terms of all the results, I just missed the start of that, so I'm assuming I'm going to answer this correctly. But that's the only two results, right, where we've had our butts handed to us. Everything else has been relatively close in a sense of, like tonight, coming down to those last few possessions. So we've won close ones, we've lost close ones, we've had a couple of nice big wins, but the two Perth results are the ones that, they really blew it out to double digits quite easily. So, it's a good test, obviously, going into postseason because they're going to be hungry, obviously, to secure a good position on the ladder. Yeah, I'd love to, but, we got to get through the next couple of days and then obviously prepare for them.
Get out of this last regular season game going into the playoffs. What do you want from the team? What do you want personally? What could you get out of it that would make you feel good going into the playoffs from Friday night?
Sorry, Chris, your connection isn't great. Can you repeat that question?
Sorry, have you got me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Shannon, what do you hope to get out of Friday night? So I guess both personally and as a team, you're feeling good heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to go to the playoffs with some high momentum. We want to go play each game the same way, though. You can't, think about where our position is going to be on the ladder. We got to go play every game like it's our last game. And as long as we do that, we're going to be fine.
Is that everything, Chris? Can you hear us?
All good.
Perfect.
All right, all good.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. Thank you.